We're back in the track, which is good or not. I'm not sure, but it should be good. So now, maybe the nose is a bit too high. Yeah, probably he will not be able to see with this nose too high. So let's go to the lower subdivision with a very big move brush. We can dial down the nose a little bit, just tiny bit down, like this. And then take the end bit of the nose and put it right here. And then just, what? Yeah, just put it here. And then just move it. Yeah, sometimes ZBrush is doing strange things. But what I like to show you now is something that people are asking me all the time. How can I move a couple of my subtools at the same time? And this few years ago would be a pretty difficult thing. Nowadays it's pretty easy. You go to the gizmo. And now the gizmo, while active, is allowing you to move only one subtool at a time. But if you click on this, you see how when you click on this, just click on it without, you see, no hands, just the other hand is clicking. Without Alt or something, we just click here and they become three kind of a check and line. Three check lines, now it's one, now it's three. When we are three, we can move everything which is selected. Now everything is selected. If we want to deselect everything, we can Control Alt Shift drag to deselect. Now the body is deselected, we can move only the head. Let's move it a little bit back, by the way, or forward. Maybe it's fine. We can move it like this or rotate it. If we want to move only the the teeth, both teeth, I mean, because they are different subtools, we can drag here to select everything, then select only the teeth, but since the head is behind them, it will be selected too. We can Control Alt drag to deselect the head, and now we'll move only the teeth. Okay, so yeah, this requires a little bit of practice, but probably you can kind of handle it at some point. It's kind of good. I like this character, he's smiling. So the guy who made it, his name is... I forgot. He's a French guy, French artist. He's a pretty good, pretty experienced guy. Maybe older than me. Hopefully he's older because he's pretty good. But yeah, he gave me his permission to use his art. Let me tell you how it's called. It's called Frank, he's called Frank Demoliere. Frank Demoliere is the guy, and you can find him on ArtStation, and he has pretty nice kind of drawings like from a child book, for example, something like this. It's pretty cool. Here, by the way, what I would like to do, maybe it's better to have some like here, but one big, one small, and one very, very small. Don't make them equal, those hairs. It will be awkward. It will not look good. So this is fine for now. I will use the dump standard brush just to give them more sharpness. And of course we will need to increase our subdivisions, but it will be a little bit later, not now. Now let's continue with the hands. So this we have to Dynamesh it, of course. Dynamesh it, 56 is nice. And now you see how this is pretty thin, this area here. And if I continue with the move brush, I will not be able to do anything. So inflate is our friend. I'll inflate it and then move it down. And then this will be our thumb. And it's pretty low poly, but it's important to be. Don't kind of go fast and make it higher poly count. Now here I'm making the palm, here I'm making things, and from here I will extrude not extrude. I will just make the fingers and I will tell you how. But first I want to make a big kind of a palm. Here with the move brush, I'll move this like this. So we have a plane in here with the high polish brush, a plane in here, a plane, and a plane. You see, those are kind of planes of the hand. Of course, this is a stylized character, but he still will have some of those things. And don't hesitate at some point when you have put like few hours on your character, like more than 10 hours, for example, to show me your character and I will tell you what I think. Of course, if you're looking at this course from Arc Academy online class, yeah, you'll know. We'll have online sessions and we already have, so yeah. But I'm recording this beforehand, so it's So now I will put fingers because I think my palm is ready to receive fingers. Although here probably it should be thicker because the fingers will be thicker and it shouldn't be thinner than the fingers themselves. So yeah, we have to prepare for the fingers. Prepare for the fingers. Okay, now let's do some fingers. Press B, go to our clay curve tool brush, which is the brush with the eyebrows, click it, and then make a finger. And now you see, what we can do here is to make it thinner. How to make it thinner? Now, you see, when I'm on the curve, my brush is blue. When I'm outside, my brush is red. When my brush is red, I have to make it smaller and then click on the curve. And now you'll see how this becomes smaller. And now it's bearable. I think we can work with that. And since it has only 3 fingers and 1 thumb, 4 fingers tops on one hand, it's easier. So I will click to accept it. And now I will try, without this, I will try to just put it whatever it has to be. Then with my high polish brush, I will make it squarish. His fingers will be, it's pretty stylized character, so the fingers will be pretty stylized too. So the stylized characters are better with the squarish fingers. You see what I did? The middle phalanx of the finger, and then after that it goes a little bit down and like this, and I think this finger is looking great. Let me show you what exactly is this. So it's like this. Oops. Like this, flat, this is flat, flat, and then it goes down and up a little bit, and then here, and then it's flat in here. So this will be kinda our finger. And then the thumb will also make it something like this, similar to this, so flat. Probably this will be one phalanx, and maybe here it will have another one, I'm not sure. Yeah, he will have another one here, but they will be kind of flat. Everything is gonna be flat. Okay, let's continue. This is a good finger. Now, I will take this finger and just control drag it to put it here. And notice how between the fingers I have a space. It's very important to have space between the fingers. Don't make them close to each other like this, to have almost no space. Make sure they have space between them. And also, what I always like to do is to bend them a little bit inward. So I'll put my pivot, or in this case it will be pivot because I will rotate around it, and I will do this and pull it. So now, from the side view, the middle finger should be on the top. You see how you see the topmost part is the middle finger from the side view. So you always should have the knuckle of the middle finger at the top. Also, the middle finger is a little bit longer than other fingers. So this is fine, I think. And we can control drag it to make the pinky finger. So let's assume he doesn't have a ring finger. And this finger will be smaller, a little bit shorter. So you see, with this green rectangular thing here, I'm making it shorter. But my pivot should be exactly in the right position, because if my pivot is like this, and with the green I will, so I will rotate with Alt my pivot, so it aligns. It's kind of a, not perpendicular, but parallel to the finger length, and I do this, and then I also make sure it's more kind of a bend. So I kind of, my goal is to make the hand like this, not like this. This is super boring. I never do this. I always do it like this. It's very important. So make sure you do this. In my opinion, it's a beginner mistake to not do this, because I always say that, and I always emphasize that it's important to do this. Many people are not doing this. Many people are making the fingers completely parallel to each other, and they look super boring, and it doesn't look fine. So with the Move Topology brush, I will just continue to adjust them, but I will not do Dynamesh yet. With Move Topology brush will allow me to adjust them as much as possible, as much as I want, without kind of moving everything, just the current mesh. Not even the current subtool, the current mesh. So you see, the current subtool is the hand with the fingers, but the fingers are different meshes inside the subtool, so we can move them separately with the Move Topology brush, which is completely nice. So it will be kind of difficult from this to make a fist, but we'll have to do it at some point, and we'll do it. Don't worry about it. And now I will make Dynamesh. Now, let's see. Dynamesh is 56 resolution. Sometimes, when the resolution is very low, like 56 is pretty low for this hand, the fingers, if they are very close together, now they are not super close together, so maybe it will do. But if they are closer together, yeah, you see how they kinda connect together. It's not good. Increase the resolution. Let's try 100 something, and now it's kind of better. It's not super nice, but it's much better. So let's continue with this. I will smooth in here, and continue working to improve this hand. Push in here, push with the down standard brush just to make this kind of little crease in there. And I noticed that my fingers are kind of bad looking. So with the Move brush, I will try from every angle to make them look a little bit better. And they are pretty long, probably for this character. They should be thinner, I mean not thinner, thicker even, but not that long. Not that long. And also flat in here with a high polish brush. Just flatten as much as possible. Because it's a cartoon character, it should look more squarish at some areas, especially fingers are very good. For example, even when I'm doing kind of realistic characters, although I don't do super realistic characters, but the characters that I do for games, I always kind of square their fingers like this. And then I made the details, but the main forms of the finger it's not exactly square, of course, but if you do it, it will look nice. If you do it a little bit squarer, it will look nice. So now, what I can do to bend the fingers a bit more, especially the back fingers here, I can do this. I go to my pivot, or not pivot, but this, and I alt click it to go like someplace else, and then control drag it from the point that I want, and then it will mask only everything but the finger, and then I go with my Alt Control and just fix the unmasked area, and then I can bend it more, or I can mask from outside the object to make this kind of thing, which I can move with the spacebar, by the way. So Control to take it, and then space, and then just put it whatever I want, and then I can bend the finger from here also, which is nice. Or it's not nice. Everybody can say if it's nice for them or not. But it's probably nice. Also, for a cartoon character, it's good to have a nice elbow. So let's make him a nice elbow with our Clay Tools brush. Clay Tools brush is pretty nice. So I will flatten here, and we need to have this kind of elbow shape in here. You see how it's kind of elbow. Nice. Alright, it looks kind of nice, but we will have a glove. But first let's, before we make the glove, because probably we will not make the glove in this video, we'll continue with the legs if we have time, because I need to have everything before I start other ventures, before I start the details. The gloves and the boots are kind of detailed. So let's make this thumb. So if I want to put some meat, I'll go with my standard brush and just put meat, and then with the high polish brush I will kind of flatten here, flatten here, flatten here, and you see how important it is to rotate your model constantly. If you don't, yeah, I know, if you're a beginner, you probably won't rotate your model like enough, and it will be problematic because you will stay on one view for long enough, so the view will start looking nice, but then when you move you'll see the other views are completely crushed, which is absolutely normal. All the beginners do that, so don't worry if you do it. If you do it, it's completely okay. But I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't do it, because I'll hunt you in your dreams. Or not. Probably not. Alright. So, I'm just refining here, moving, rotating, with the move brush, with the high polish brush. Just move and high polish brush mostly. But sometimes if I need to add a little bit more meat, for example, the thumb most of the time is thicker than the other fingers. So now my thumb is thinner than the other fingers, which is annoying and I don't like it. So I need to, with the move brush, to make it a bit thicker and bigger. And also I can make this kind of phalange here just with the high down standard brush, and then add a little bit of meat here, high polish, you see, and then we can move this backward a bit. And by the way, when you are on perspective and when you move your camera below the object, sometimes your brush changes. You see how big is here and how big is here. This is a bug from ZBrush, but if you disable perspective, then your brush will not change the size. I don't know why is this exactly, but it happens. From below, it just makes the brush bigger. And as I told you, those are one of the things, one of the mysteries of ZBrush. It's like the Bermuda Triangle. It's a mystery. Why it happens, nobody knows. But we all are afraid of it. No, as I told you, there's a way around it. Just remove the perspective. Just don't work with perspective, at least for a while. Alright, so now this looks relatively fine, I think. The arms probably are nice, although I'm not sure yet, because I don't have every part. So don't worry too much about your model if in this case it doesn't look quite right, because you need to put the legs and then by the concept, we will see how long will be the legs, how long will be the arms, and everything. So it's important to not be that critical of yourself in this stage. Yeah, this is the rib cage, by the way. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm determined I'll do it. The rib cage. So let's do the legs. Yeah, we have time. Yeah, let's do the legs. Let's do them. How? Of course, we go to our curve tool brush with the eyebrows. We go from the front view. From the front view is the best. And then we just drag. Of course, if your brush is bigger, you will drag this, which is not good. So make your brush smaller and then drag. Even smaller. Even smaller. Yeah, like this. And then we are okay. We just click on the object to remove the curve. Then change our brush or just go to our this thing, and I will make the legs, they go back, you know, they go a little bit back because he's making this, and we will make them even more pronounced. But for now, let's do this. The legs has distance between them, you see, they have distance, so respect that, and let's make them. Let's do this. Let's do this, guys. Okay. Yeah, I always remember this guy. Yeah. He's a YouTube guy. He's making videos for games. He's playing games, and he's super popular. He has like over maybe a few million subscribers. I'm not exactly sure how it's called because I haven't watched him in a while, but I always remember that he's doing, in the beginning of almost each video, he's like, "Let's do this, guys." He's just talking like this. It's very, very funny for me. So now the legs are kind of good. I like them. Maybe they should be smaller. Let's see. So if we put our model like this, if it's like this, yeah, everything should be a bit maybe smaller. So I will select the pivot. I will put it in the middle, around this part, around the neck. With Alt, I will put it in the center and on the neck. Then I will click this and then just select the body and then make it smaller. And yeah, why the torso itself is not moving? Because it has mask probably, and we will do this. So we're now on the torso. It has mask because the legs are there. So we'll split unmasked points. Now they are split. We don't have mask, and now we should be able to make it smaller, and it should be fine. Now big head, small body. Of course, maybe the shoulders should be bigger and the arms should be more outside the body. Yeah, more even. And the arms should be kind of shorter, so I will rotate my pivot, put it on the arm and make it a bit like this, shorter. Although if he stretches his arms, they will go too much down, so probably they're not that short. Let's make them bigger. And also maybe the arms that themselves, the hands, I mean, the hands, yeah, the hands should be also a bit bigger. So very important, when you're making mask like I did here, I made the mask and then let me repeat it. So I made a mask to mask only the hand. Then I reverse the mask with control clicking outside the object. Then I control click few times on the object to blur the mask. And then my pivot, I try to make it on the end of the mask. So when I move it, or in this case, kind of make the hands bigger, if my pivot is here, for example, you'll see what will happen. It's not good. So it should be in the wrists in this case. And also local symmetry should be enabled. Very important. If your local symmetry is not enabled, you'll see what happens. Not good. But if local symmetry is enabled, you can grab this rectangle and make the hands like this. And I'll probably rotate them like this. Yeah, this should be enough. I'll remove the mask and then continue with the legs. The legs are now separate object. We can make them smaller even if we want. Yes, it will be cuter. And just move them around, and they're pretty easy because they don't have too much anatomy. You see, they're almost like two kind of trunks. It's easy to make them. And also we don't have feet that much. We have this kind of a sharp things here, which are feet. Very, very easy. And these are the legs. Let's dynamesh them. Maybe the resolution should be a bit bigger, like 80, and smooth. And now we have the legs. It's pretty easy. Let's go to the body itself. And just flatten this area here. Flatten in here. And maybe with the big move brush, just move the body more forward. So he's more like, I'm a Captain Fennec. Yeah, the name is Captain Fennec. And the legs, maybe when we combine them with the body, it will be better. But for now, let's leave them like this. Maybe we can push this back as a heel to have something like a heel in here, but it's not mandatory, I think. Maybe the legs should go even more backward, so he's looks like he's flying. Yeah, he's looking fine. So now we have almost everything. In the next videos we'll make gloves, we'll make a tail, we'll make the boots, we'll make the cape. Then, when our character is ready, it will be in this pose. But when it's ready, we'll save it in this pose. We'll make a pose of our character. Just in ZBrush, just for render. We'll make an interesting render. Maybe in Photoshop too. And then we'll go back to our character to retopologize it in ZBrush. Hopefully we will have time for all this. But maybe we will. Definitely we will. Because this is our 10th video and we are almost done with the base of our character. So we can go through the subtools, the arms, just push pull here and there. Make sure we have a biceps. No, you don't have to have the biceps. I mean, it's a pretty stylized character, so the biceps will only do you harm. It shouldn't have a biceps, it shouldn't have a triceps. It should be a pretty straightforward thing. And when we combine the body and the arms, it will be better to smooth those areas and stuff. For now, it just looks like this, and it's kind of fun. I mean, I like it even now. Maybe he should be thicker, and also I like always to make a little kind of this ass. It's pretty important for me. It should be kind of squarish, like this with the down standard brush. I'll make it squarish, then I will inflate this area, then I will flatten this with high polish brush, and you see, ass, very nice and smooth. And now it's not that squarish, but it will be when we combine the legs and everything, it will be more squarish. But for now, we are okay. In the next video we will continue with our refining. Maybe we'll combine all the subtools for the body to make it one, and then we'll make some other adjustments. Of course, here I see now that our waist is a little bit too thin, and he has to be like you see, straight, not like a real person with a thin waist and big like back. In our case, everything should be one straight line, and yeah, from the back also I will make it a bit more straight. If we make him more like a human, we will lose the stylization, which is not our goal here. Especially it's not our goal, yeah. Shorter, shorter legs. Yeah, you see, I'm working fast because I'm changing my brushes with the short keys. And I'm working only with those brushes here. High polish here and there. Add some with the standard brush, a bit meat. Smooth it with the smooth brush. Always smooth, by the way. Smooth is very important. So shift with every brush, smooth like I told you. Then move, then smooth. Then add a little bit meat with down standard brush. With the standard brush, I mean. And when you need to have something like, for example, we'll need to have this kind of a folding here with the down standard brush, we can do it. Yes. Yeah, this will be the boots here, but there will be later. There will be gloves that will be until here, probably big gloves. Yeah, but that was smooth. We don't need that things for now. Our model is looking fine. Maybe the teeth can go a little bit more forward. And those like this. Here. Maybe the top teeth will go more inward. And those also. And the head itself could be like this. Maybe, yes, maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm just making some assumptions, doing some things, and see if it works. If it works, I leave it. If it doesn't, I kind of go back. It's not an issue. So, you see, it's 3D, the concept, now it's 3D, and it's looking fine. It will look even better when we combine the parts, when we refine them, and when we make the poly paint to be blue, and this to be a white, with white teeth, with black mask, and the reddish kind of color of this, and everything. When we put all the things and continue working on the model, it will be become better and better and better, and even better. So now that's it for this video. Hopefully you have everything under control. You know all the things you need now to model a character, and we'll continue in the next video with something else. We'll see what.